I thought I'd talk about the inner guru. Somebody asked me recently, so you're mentoring a lot of people, Geoff, and you're doing a lot of talks and you've written a lot of books, but who's your guru? And I thought about it and I thought, well, I've got a lot of gurus. And all of these gurus point to the real guru, which is me, my own guru. I'm my own guru, my inner guru, or what you would call your inner tutor, inner tuition, your intuition. I'm aware that when I read the Quran, there's an old saying, anybody that reads the Quran writes the Quran. Anyone that reads the Gita writes the Gita. Anyone that reads the Pentateuch or the 5 books of Moses writes it. I'm aware that if I'm reading Osho, I've created Osho in order to externalize my own inner guru. Osho says it beautifully. Osho says there's no Jesus, there's no Krishna, there's no Muhammad, there's no Lao Tzu. He said these are all inner tutors. They all come from you. The Guru, the Buddha, the Allah, the Christ. They are all in you. And what we do is we project them out in the form of a book, in the form of a talk, in the form of a podcast, in the form of a lecture, and our inner guru speaks to us from an external source, or what seems like an external source. So when I think about living a life, living virtue is my guru. When I'm kind, kindness is my guru. When I eat light and master my senses, my palate is my guru. When I pick up Milarepa, I recognise Milarepa as a part of me. Milarepa is my guru, but he's really just a part of me. So it's like I'm saying I'm too introverted and I can't actually see what I need to see. So I project a part of me out, and it will come in the form of a established guru. But there's a sense that this established guru doesn't actually physically exist other than as a projection from you, from the mind. So there's nothing that doesn't originate from the mind. There's nothing that doesn't come from the mind. And at that level, it's all mind. It'd be like looking at a big, vast ocean and seeing, a million waves come up. All of those waves, all of those droplets, all of those fish jumping in the water, all of those whales, they all actually come from the very same bed of water. So the mind is like that. The mind is a substratum, and from it everything comes. So you are the guru. You are your own guru. You are the Buddha. You are the Christ. You are Lao Tzu. You are Muhammad. You are Arjuna Pandava. You're all of these people, all of these parables. It's amazing what I'm learning, again, when I'm mentoring people. I was working with a maritime security company for about 6 months. My friend Barry ran it, and he asked me to mentor all of his CEOs. He's got lots and lots of CEOs. He's got lots of satellite companies. It's a huge company. He's a really successful guy. And I was working with, 2 of these guys a day for about 6 months. I'd go down for 2 or 3 days at a time. And I was really, very aware. These guys were really high achieving people. They were really smart. They were really erudite. They were really articulate. But I was aware that when I was talking to them, when I was mentoring them, that they were mentoring me, that they were parts of me talking back to me. And there's 1 or 2 of them, when I would say something, they would go, so what you're saying is, Geoff, or what I'm learning from you, Geoff. I've got one guy that I work with called Johnny. He's a beautiful man. And I'm aware that when I'm mentoring him, he's mentoring me. And it's me projecting back at me. And he'll say to me, so what I'm learning from you, Geoff, is this. And he will highlight something, and I'll make a mental note of that and write it down afterwards. When I talked to one of Barry's people about intuition, about developing a very keen ear, a very keen ear to listen to the voice of God, or to listen to the voice of intuition. And he just said to me, so what you're saying then, Geoff, is that we have to develop acoustic clarity with our intuition, with that voice. I goes, yeah, acoustic clarity. And just an amazing, what he said was amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. So I wrote acoustic clarity. If intuition is my divine sat nav, I need to have a very powerful acoustic clarity when I listen to it. I listen to intuition. So I'm aware that everybody I speak to, I'm aware that when I'm talking to this camera now, I see my own image in the screen. I'm aware that when I talk to you, that I'm talking to me. I'm aware that what I'm teaching you, I'm teaching me. I'm aware that, you know, what I'm saying is what I need to hear. So everybody is my guru. Everything is my guru. Everything is scripture. Everything is biblical. Once you understand it, once you get that understanding, that expanded understanding, you can't walk around the park without everything in the park teaching you. The bamboo that I planted in my garden teaching me. You know, a snail on the path. Just, you know, a snail on the path who is completely unaware of me as I'm walking around. He's completely unaware of the hundreds of feet that pass by him every day, and the trust and the faith that he must have in that path. You know, that we could tread on him any time, and his little reality will be gone. But he's not even aware we're there. And I love that. I love the idea that, you know, as humans, we've got this belief that if there was anything else out there, of course we would know. The huge arrogance of that. You know, that snail on the path, or the ant on the tree. I looked at an ant the other day on a huge oak tree. The ant was tiny. That ant had no idea that I was there. He had no idea that he was on a tree. But that doesn't mean the tree's not there. That doesn't mean I don't exist. It doesn't mean that there's not a massive reality outside that. Just because he's not aware of it doesn't mean it's not there. So everything becomes scripture. That's what I'm saying. Everything becomes scripture. You are your own inner guru, and it's learning to go deeper and deeper to access the voice of intuition. On some of the other podcasts, I talked about fasting, I talked about cleaning the body, about getting rid of excess, and we do that so we can make ourselves a very fine-tuned conduit, a very fine-tuned antenna, so that we can pick up this spiritual frequency, so that we can access it, because it's there, it's already there. But for us to access it, we have to align the antenna in the right direction. We have to get rid of all the shit that's on it. We have to get rid of everything that's blocking our connection to this different and higher realm. And that's why these things are important. So the inner guru is you. The Christ is you. Muhammad is you. Arjuna is you. All of these great, beautiful gurus were you. When we connect to our own mind, we are all these people, and they're all working through us. So it's about being your own guru, and it's about accessing your own. I'm not talking about book intellect. I'm talking about spiritual intellect. I'm talking about intellect as spirit. So when we start aligning and attuning to this higher realm, we start to get these intuitions, and these intuitions are it's the intellect of God. It's the what you would call the holy dove, or the spirit. So it's like the rays of information coming from the soul of the son of the soul. So you're always going to come back to the fact that you are your own inner guru. Ultimately, you're going to read all these books and realize that these books come from you. When you need them, they suddenly appear. They just suddenly appear when you're looking for them, when you're looking for information. These amazing gurus suddenly appear. They weren't there, then they are there. So it's all in you. Everything is in you, but we've got to search for that. We've got to get rid of our tiny book intellect, the stuff that we think we understand, and we've got to go to find out what we know, not what we understand, but what we know. Understanding is something you can read from a book and think, oh, I understand that, but knowing it is when you've actually experienced it and you go, this is true, this is real. And then you will create whatever form you need to teach you. Every book I've read, and I've read a lot and I've studied a lot, every book I've read, I've opened up and it's slapped me across the face and said, what are you doing here? It's in you. And then I go back into me and I realise eventually there's no inside and no outside. There's no inner and outer. Everything is scripture, everything is teaching, everything is my guru, everyone is my guru, especially the people that make things difficult for me, because they bring up stuff in me that I need to clean. So it's constantly recognising that whatever you need is out there. It's out there now.